Hello dear students. In continuation with the previous topic during the stay of the guest, here we have wake-up call. In some hotels, wake-up call to group and crews is coordinated by bell desk. In such cases, it is the responsibility of the bell captain on duty in the morning shift to prepare the wake-up call sheets of all the groups and crews in-house. And the procedure, the bell captain obtains the group folio numbers of all group and crew in-house which are expected to leave that day or crew group leaving the next day before 3 p.m. He then prepares a wake-up call sheet of such groups by putting their names and wake-up call time and baggage collection and departure from the hotel. These room numbers are again checked to ensure that all group and crew members have received wake-up call. Once all such sheets are made, a summary of group and crew departure is prepared and it is handed over to the assistant manager on duty. The assistant manager again checks these sheets and coordinates the calling time with the group leader or airline staff to ensure that the wake-up call is given at the correct time. Once the wake-up call is finally confirmed, the bell captain on duty, one who assigns the duty to the bellboy to distribute these sheets to various departments so that necessary arrangements may be made. Like it could be F&B where they do provide breakfast and they share the venue details and it helps to for smooth checkout. He also assigns the duty to bellboy during and bring the luggage at the given time and arrange for checkout on the same. Safe deposit facility. It is very important for the hotel to ensure that the guest has faith in it and guest builds his confidence in the hotel and its staff. He should get this feeling and he and his belonging, particularly cash valuables, is safe. With this objective in few hotels, small or large, provide safe deposit facilities to their guests and notices such as please do not leave your valuables in room. Safe deposit facility is available in the hotel or put up on various places on the stationery such as guest registration card, etc. In small hotels, the front office cashier is given this duty, and when a guest makes a request of depositing the valuables or cash, the cashier takes the valuables or cash and puts up in an envelope and seals it, and later signed by both guest as well as cashier. Then the cashier puts it in safe box. The guest is given the receipt of the same. When the guest wants it back, he gives receipt back to the cashier, signs register, and the cashier returns the back to the guest. But whereas in large hotel where many guests wants to use this facility, the above system is not practicable and more effective. Personal and safe system is used. The hotel provides safety locker facility to their guests. At the time of arrival, the guests are advised to keep their valuables and documents etc. in safe deposit boxes or lockers. Usually the double custody safe deposit lockers are installed in a room right behind the cash counter. The cashier is responsible for operating the locker. Usually this facility is given without any charges to the guest. Each locker can be operated by using two keys simultaneously. One is used by the cashier and other key by the guest, which is given to him when the locker is allotted. Safe deposit facility procedure. The keys of the lockers are arranged on a keyboard in a numerical sequence. This helps the cashier in locating a vacant locker when a guest requests one. The guest is handed over a safe deposit locker card to fill in. Once the guest completes all entries, the cashier writes a locker number on the card, hands over the key of the locker to the guest, and takes the signature of the guest on the card and files it in appropriate track. Guest also signs an agreement governing use safe deposit boxes. Whenever the guest wants to operate the locker, he comes to the cashier, who picks up the master key of the lockers and escort the guest to the locker room, where he and the guest both use their respective keys to open the locker. Each time the locker is operated by the guest, an entry in the card or register is made. At the departure, the cashier should ensure that the guest settles his bill and returns the locker key also. The guest may be asked to check his locker before handing over the key. Proper record of vacating of locker and returning of the key should be kept and the guest signature should be taken. In case the guest loses the key of the locker, he may be asked to pay the expense incurred in the replacement of locking system of locker. But nowadays, in most of the five-star deluxe hotel these days, safe deposit locker is provided in the guest room, and the guest not have to come and again to the cashier for operating the lockers. Guest history plays a vital role by providing promptly service to the guest and by knowing his likes and dislikes. Where a few situations we can see, consider a situation where the guest has picked up his luggage from the luggage belt at the airport and steps out of the airport to the ground transportation, and he was stopped and greeted and welcomed by the hotel representative with a hotel courtesy van waiting for him. As soon as he stepped into the car or van, his favorite drink, soft drink, is offered to him in the car. Further arriving at the front desk, the receptionist greets him by name, and the guest registration card is ready for the signature, and it is already pre-registered. The assigned room is the same in which he stayed and enjoyed his previous stay because he highly appreciated the view of sea from his room window. Entering the room, the bellboy turns on the TV and showing his favorite channel already set in it, and the room air conditioner set to temperature most comfortable for him. In the room, the fruit basket full of fresh seasonal fruits, but with no bananas, as he dislikes bananas, and a flower arrangement, only roses because he likes roses. And coming to his newspaper, favorite newspaper and magazine are on the table. Minibar is plenty of Swiss chocolates, as he had consumed all that were kept in his last visit. Considering all this, now imagine how happy and satisfied the guest would be when he will get all he wanted even without asking for it. All the services and amenities provided promptly and care shown by the hotel in above cases is possible because the hotel is well aware of the needs and wants of the service and facilities of the guest in advance, which the hotel has come to know because visits, and it was recorded down for future reference, called guest history. Service excellence will always be the key factor in the success of hotels, not only now but always. This involves remembering frequent guest needs and desires, and to be able to provide them even before the guest asks for them. Service quality has become synonymous with the brand image and more alike. Guest complaints when a guest are not satisfied with some services and express their discontent to hotel employees. Most often to the front desk staff, their grievances are recorded as a guest complaints. When the guests find it easy to express their opinions to the staff, both hotel and the guest benefit. The hotel gets a feedback about its staff and services can take corrective actions, while the guest can have a comfortable stay if his or her problems are addressed. Why guest complaints? Following could be the reasons: quality of the product or service may be unacceptable, choice is very limited, wrong product is offered to the guest, timing could be wrong, frustration due to treatment they received by the hotel staff, or being ignored by the hotel staff. What causes complaints? Where a member of staff has failed to do something properly, or it could be the guest has been kept waiting for a longer time. A member of staff has misunderstood the guest, and guest expects something which is not usually provided, or staff members has forgotten to do something for the guest, or guest feels that he is not getting value for money, or staff members has forgotten to pass on a message, or guest equipments and supplies were broken and damaged or missing. Guest complaints handling. Complaints are sales opportunities, not threats. This can be achieved by effective and efficient front office team, and complaints handling can be done by following steps. Always apologize immediately and take steps to correct the fault. Ask the person in charge to attend, giving brief outline of complaint. Never argue with a guest. Do not try to excuse the fault by blaming someone else. The guest will not be interested in anything. Try to ensure that all complaints are settled within the hotel. Never ever invite a guest to write complaints. At all times, with the dealing with a guest, politeness is utmost importance. The objective of all this is to ensure that every guest who has cause for dissatisfaction is impressed by the professional manner in which we handle his complaint. General philosophy of complaints handling. Complaint shows both good and bad points of operation. Complaints must be used to have a better understanding of shortcomings and to correct them. Handling a guest complaint correctly is a question of attitude. The worst thing that can happen is when the person handling the guest complaint adopts an arrogant manner. The manager responsibility lasts 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. Obviously, the manager cannot be always present, but he must be aware what is happening in the hotel or in the department. He must know all of his staff and he must not keep any who are below standard or who will upset the guest. He must show the consent to the guest and ensure that by his professionalism and courteous handling of the complaint, the guest leaves the hotel as an ambassador for the company. When an arrogant manner is used, the guest feels that his complaint is a nuisance, and even worse, that he does not know what he is talking about. Managers must know to make a person comments or question the validity of the guest complaint. In hotel industry, the guest is always right, and the manager has responsibility to ensure that the guest gets the feeling that he is always right. Benefits derived from guest complaints. All this we can use as a SWOT analysis. SWOT, where S stands for strength, W stands for weakness, O stands for opportunity, and T stands for threat. By using all these four elements, want to get to know about various data about the guest as well as the hotel employees. As we get to know about guest views and needs, weakness in standards and systems within the hotel, and free quality control, and highlighting the priorities, providing free auditing, and we get to know about external market research, and we can identify the training needs wherever it is required, and moreover we can prevent reoccurrence of any bad or anything gone wrong in the future, and information about the competitors, additional opportunity for guest contact, and where we can do extra sales opportunity, and retaining a customer. It could be used as development of management team and develop the social skills and management staff, feedback on staff management and their attitude, and it also can be used in staff management appraisals time to time, and involving in senior management in hotel problems, and by providing a means of monitoring suppliers standards, and at last lead to increased profitability. Few more steps to be followed while handling guest complaints. First one, avoid conflict. Say, hi, how can I help you? Try to guide away from the guest and staff. Second, listen. Allow the guest to tell his story. Do not interrupt. Try to identify his or her needs. And show sympathy. Apologize. Show concern. Avoid arrogance. If possible, invite him or her to sit down. Next, do not justify. Avoid making excuses. Only giving explanations to satisfy an identified need for an explanation. Next, ask questions. Make sure you know all the facts by asking questions. You can also confirm that you have identified his needs correctly. Next, agree and take action. Make sure you get an agreement. Your proposed course of action. Remember, it is wrong to buy your way out of trouble. Get his agreement, make a note. Last, follow up and feedback. Make sure you follow up the actions taken to ensure that it is completed satisfactorily. Take a preventive action to avoid reoccurrence of a complaint. Give feedback to the guest. Here we have facts about guest complaints, where it is all been proven by intense research. For every one person who complains, there are at least five others who keep quiet. And all these six will tell at least six persons each. One complaint may mean 36 lost customers, where the team has failed. One satisfied person would speak to three others about their satisfaction through word of mouth publicity, may bring three new customers. Finding new customers is not easy, and it costs us 4 or 5 times more money than it does to look after an existing one. Thank you. Have a good day and stay tuned.